There is an article going around this week proclaiming the Great Barrier Reef is dead, writing an obituary that we, specifically the nation of Australia, have killed off the world's largest living structure. Thankfully, it's not true, though it is going viral, and many who will not look into it, which will be many, by the way, will probably believe it to be true. This was written by Rowan Jacobson in Outside magazine, listing its date of death in 2016. However, it's not dead. It's dying, but dying and dead are two different things at this point, which many scientists conflate with calling, if we were to chop down half of the rainforest, to call the rainforest dead. So it's not dead, but it's in dire straits, and there is a difference, and it will affect people. So the Great Barrier Reef was affected, about 93% of it was affected by a bleaching event. And to be clear, bleaching means a lot of it will die. What happens during bleaching is the Great Barrier Reef is a living structure. It's a living organism, rather, and it has a symbiotic relationship with this kind of algae. When the water heats up, it releases that algae, and therefore, without the algae, isn't able to get the sustenance it needs for the most part. There are two different ways for it to get sustenance. One of it involves the algae being able to collect through photosynthesis, and that would essentially cause it to turn white, bone white, because it's made out of mostly calcium, and essentially be a skeleton, so dead. But during that bleaching effect that affected 93% of it, it wasn't 93% killed. There's 22% of that coral did die during that event. A lot of the coral is still savable. It's still around. It's dying. It's not dead, specifically on the southern side of the Great Barrier Reef. The problem with this is, I believe this article is meant to be hyperbole and is meant to show people that this is a serious problem that we do need to be paying attention to. Because when you think about it, how often do we talk about the Great Barrier Reef? A lot of people don't really understand the Great Barrier Reef. It's a very confusing organism. It's not something that is always considered or talked about. It's something very much connected with global warming, and as we know, global warming isn't always given the proper due that it deserves. But when you say that it's dead, it does grab that shock headline. However, people will be, after that, they'll start to believe that it is dead and hopeless and that we should give up on this and that it's no longer something that we should focus on at all and we'll move on to something else. Or it could also just instill dread. I understand the need to want to draw people's eyes this way, but you need to also draw their attention this way, and to say it's already dead, what else is there left to do? We can't give it a funeral. I mean, I guess we could in a really sarcastic way, but that does very little good at all. And it's become a little bit of an issue, especially to those who are opposed to environmental causes and environmental science, when you use, I don't want to say lies, not truths to describe things. You need to be as forthright as you can without being alarmist. You need to draw attention over, but you also need to tell the truth. And that's the problem with this article. Audience, how many of you thought the Great Barrier Reef was truly dead? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.